As you may have seen from the previous video, we actually have the list of servers that we're going to be merging with in a day and a bit. So we are actually going to be, we as in server 32, Rift of Awakening, are going to be merging with server 34, Phenon, server 46, Dawn Guard, and server 48, Phoenix Gate. So I'm not exactly too sure how the matchmaking worked or how they chose these different servers, but I thought that I would create accounts and kind of get an overview of what these different servers are, look at their rankings, look at their individual and alliance rankings, look at their merits and all that stuff, and kind of get a grasp of what we are going to be playing with and against. But before we do that, I guess what we can do is look at our rankings right now as a benchmark. So this is our server rankings. Our top player is 173.3 million power. We got Sean in second place, King C at third. So a lot of DNS folks in here, and then we could keep going down. So we have 10 players above 100 mil. After that, we probably have what's the T5 mark, like 45 mil? Let's say 45 mil is the T5 mark, right? We have 75 players that are T5, so pretty interesting. Those are our individual powers. So I guess those are going to be the two benchmarks, above 100 mil and then above 45 mil. So 75, and then we got 10. I'm down here at 175th place. we'll have to get up there eventually. Up there eventually. Personal merits. Yeah, I have not been merit farming at all. These are what our merits are looking like. We have 15 people above 10 million merits, which is a pretty big amount. Let's see, above 5 mil. We have 61 people above 5 mil, which is a solid number. So, City Hall level. I mean, we have above 200, so I'm not exactly too sure how we'll be looking at this in the other KDs, but let's just say we have 200 plus for us. We could look at alliance powers. Let's look at the top 5. We have 5.5 bill. We got a 5.2. We got 3 bill. We got a 2.5 and then a 2.5. So these are our alliances. I guess we could look at how many alliances we have over 1 bill, which is a solid 10 alliances. Yeah, it's looking pretty interesting. These are top 5. We got 2 over 5 bill, and then we got 10 over 1 bill. And then alliance merits, we could look at this as well. We have 5 alliances over 100 mil merits. DNS being first place in merits at 444 million merits, and then Blood Oath being at 396 million. So that is our rankings, and I guess we could use that as a benchmark and kind of compare and contrast our rankings compared to theirs. So let's go to, in case you didn't know how to look at other servers, unfortunately there's no spectate like in Rise of Kingdoms. Like, you could go here, select a list. What you actually have to do, and what I'll have to do, is create some extra accounts in the servers. So wow, we have 173 servers now. That's kind of crazy. So the first server I remember was server 34. So we'll create an account here. Oh man, we're gonna have to play the tutorial 3 times, huh?
Had been forgotten.
Alrighty, now I just finished the last tutorial, so we are currently in server 48. So we'll start off with this server and their rankings. So for server 38, let's go to the personal power rankings. So they have 0 players above 100 mil, so that's interesting. They have 4 players above 45 mil, so approximately 4 T5s. Personal merits, they have 3 people above 5 million. City Hall level, this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm actually curious to see how many people have City Hall 25. They have 41 people with City Hall 25. They have, in terms of alliance power, 2 billion as top alliance, and then they have 3 alliances over 1 billion power. In terms of alliance merits, they have 1 alliance with over 100 mil merits. And yeah, that's pretty much it for server 48. Gonna be pretty interesting. I don't know if they would be able to hang with us. I think they'll probably have to ally with the other servers and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, interesting to see how other servers are like, because, you know, I've been like stuck in the server 32 bubble I haven't really explored any other servers, so it's going to be really interesting to see how these servers are doing. Let's go over to server 46. Alrighty, we are now in server 46. So pretty interesting. We got... Okay, they got a lot more. They got 6 T5 players, I believe. This is 6. They got 6 T5 players. In terms of personal merits, they got 1 over 5 million, and they got a couple over 1 million. They got like a solid 53. In terms of city hall level, they definitely have a lot. Wait, do they have a lot more? They have a couple more city hall level 25s at 23, I believe. Resources gathered, alliance powers, that's what I want to see. They have, okay, this is like 2.3 billion power and then a 1.4. This is their top 10, so it looks like they're like a 2 alliance server ish. And then alliance merits, they got 100 mil on 1 alliance over here. So yeah, this is definitely a 2 alliance server in server 46. Alright, and now let's go ahead and check out the rankings in the final server, server 34. Okay, we are back at it at server 34. This is the second oldest server in our bracket, us being the oldest. This is the closest server to us in terms of age, so I'm gonna be curious as to see how this server is. And wow, yeah, they have a lot more powerful players. Not above 100 mil, but they at least have so they have 20 people over 45 million. They have, in terms of personal merits, they have 3 people over 10 mil, which is what we were looking at before. They got 17 people over 5. I don't want to scroll all the way down to 1, so they definitely had some fighting in this server. City Hall 25. We just scroll all the way down. Wow, do they have a full? No, they don't. Almost though. It looked pretty like close. City Hall 25. There you go. They got 128 City Hall 25s in the server, so they definitely have more developed accounts. And then in terms of power, they have 3.4 bill, 2.7 bill, and then they have 7 alliances over 1 bill. So I'd say they have like 2 alliances and 2 supports is what I'm looking at here. I guess we could look at the alliance merits. Actually, maybe 3 alliances here, with 3 alliances having over 100 million merits. But then these alliances also have a couple of merits as well, so it's not like they have been slacking or anything. They definitely have maybe, you would say, 6 active alliances-ish, maybe 5 active alliances. So, good stuff. Okay, server 34, definitely someone to look. Alright, so that is it with looking at the different server rankings from 32, 34, 46, and 48, which will be the group that we will be going into. And that is the group that we'll be going in this new season with in just about 19 hours. So just keep in mind though, as soon as the season starts, it doesn't mean that you're grouped with your server. You could actually join whatever alliance you want to. So like someone from 32 could join 34, 46, 48. They all get mixed up in there. So outside of some Diplo, there aren't any predetermined sides within the game. Everyone has to create their sides inside of the server. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these different servers gets mixed up. But here are the stats we just went through. So obviously server 32 has a lot of power. They have a lot of merits. So we're pretty much up on most of these stats individually, as well as alliance based. But as I said, there might be people from server 32 that don't want to play with server 32. Who knows? We might be versing some big alliances or some big players that originated from our server and that are going to go, team up with the other server. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. And I will be streaming this for sure, so be sure to subscribe, like the video. I'll be streaming this as soon as the new server arrives, so definitely be there, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.